How do you build your first Corvette? How do you obtain Corvette parts? How do you activate autopilot? Can you land your Corvette on your freighter? How can you upgrade your Corvette? And where can you get help if something isn't working? GoodGuysFree here with a preliminary guide to what you can do with your Corvette, so let's get started. So what's actually new? There are a ton of changes. The gib emoji was warranted. Sean Murray said, honestly, one of the biggest updates. Yeah, and I love it. So where do you start? GoodGuysFree here, so let's get started. First, let's build your first Corvette. All normal space stations now include 4 new supersized landing pads in the front of the station, each with a short-range teleporter, and here you can see where they are to help you reach the pad. The rightmost one reaches the nearest pad and the leftmost reaches the farthest pad. Before you build a Corvette, make sure you have an empty slot for a ship in your collection. If you have 12 ships, you can still build a ship, but you'll have to save the design for later and will not be able to add it until you free up a slot, so if you need, go to your freighter and archive a ship into cold storage. Okay, after you teleport to the pad, you will see 2 different consoles. The one closer to the teleporter is the one where you can buy parts, create or modify your Corvette, and even barter for advanced parts. The second console is for refunded parts, and we'll leave this one for another video. Alright, back to the main console. Here you can buy parts. You will need a minimum of 2 landing pads, 1 cockpit, 1 hab, 1 landing bay, 1 reactor, 1 weapon, and 1 main engine. Once you bought all of these, you can create a new Corvette and follow the tutorial to place the parts. A guide to building Corvettes will have to come later, so consider subscribing so you won't miss it. Once you're ready and finalized your Corvette, add it to your collection. Now you can go and enter the Corvette. Looking back at the hatch, there are 2 controls. On the right is the handle to close the hatch. On the left is a button that will be explained later, so stick around. Inside your ship, you can open the build menu and add a multitude of things. The first thing you are asked to build is a mission radar. This lets you run missions that are local to the system you're in. Kind of like a mission agent on the station, but one that's all your own. Plus, when you play with friends, you can all run the missions together, of course. I will not bore you with a list of everything you can build, but you can see the menu. It includes a 3-input refiner, a nutrient processor, cargo bays, and just about anything else you need. Go to the cockpit and sit down in the chair. From here, everything is pretty much as you expect, except that when you open the inventory, you will see some of the new parts installed, and playing around with them, you find out that they are actually serving as upgrades to existing technologies, and you ought to move things around to benefit from adjacency bonuses. At the time of recording this, I noticed that some tech cannot be moved, and we don't yet know whether this is by design or it is a bug. For more details, watch this video on your screen. It includes some other issues of importance. So, take off and fly away from the station, summon your freighter and try to land. You'll find yourself held in place by a force field facing backwards. Now comes some of the fun. Get up and go back to the hatch. If you open it, you can walk outside and immediately you are in 0G. Yes, finally a proper 0G experience in NoMansSky. Do not attempt to go into the freighter like this, it will take long. Simply go back into the hatch and use the button on the left. It says beam into freighter and it takes you to the back of the hangar. Easy does it. Lastly, while flying in your ship, you can open the quick menu and use this to simply get up and walk about your Corvette. Or use this to select an autopilot option. Keep the same flight path or choose a planet. This is really great. If you choose a planet, the ship will orient itself and pulse to the planet in question. It will exit pulse at the top of the atmosphere and hover there, waiting for you to take over for landing. What a pleasure! We already know that depending on the space station where you build your Corvette, you will get different tech and layout of the supercharged slots. But what if you want to upgrade your Corvette's class? We believe that just like constructing the regular ships, there could be space stations where the Corvette will be a different class. However, we have not been able to verify this in the hours since the release of Voyagers. The solution is simple. Go to the same place at the back of the space station and use nanites to upgrade your class or units to purchase extra storage. Works! You want to land on water? Install aquajets as usual. Everything else seems to work pretty much the same. If you found this useful, maybe you'll like this video on your screen. One of the best updates, no doubt. It has been asked for by the community for a long time, and Hello Games did it. Yeah, like always there are issues, but this upgrades the game even higher than before. Thank you, Hello Games. GoodGuysFree here, and I'll see you again soon.